Oh, chat, I did not change the scoreboard. I'll change the scoreboard in a second. But we are starting with Firstkiller versus Evoh. We are getting right into the game so fast, I didn't change the scoreboard, but I will after the first goal. Firstkiller on the blue team hasn't dropped a game, working his way into this quarterfinal as a 3-0 in the Swiss. Evoh working the hard way as the 8 seed, coming in with the worst game differential of the people who finished 3-2. Sleeping through his first match like any top ones player always seems to do at some point. Firstkiller going to score first, and in the meantime, I am going to set up the scoreboard, and I'm going to do it so fast, you guys will never have known that I had it wrong. Firstkiller, up 1-0. Firstkiller has looked solid. Aegis gave him a couple close games. Maybe even a little bit of closer games than AJ. Firstkiller and AJ both turned it on. Firstkiller was able to win decently comfortably. No matter who has been playing against him, the storyline has always been, well, I think somebody will give Firstkiller a tough game. It's not whether or not Firstkiller will win. It's how tough will his games be on his way to his win. Evoh wants to be one of the first. He's got his Gibbs hard hat on. Therefore, he cannot be scored on, which is a smart play by Evoh. We haven't seen anybody take the Gibbs hard hat against Firstkiller, and maybe that is the kryptonite. Evoh tapping a possession to his corner. It'll be interesting to see how Evoh plays this game, because I do think Evoh has a couple different modes that he plays ones in, ranging all the way from a no prize pool show match on a weekday against a player he feels he's better than, where he plays very loose, going for freestyle shots every possible chance he can, up to a tournament type game with a big prize pool where he changes as a player a little bit, plays a little bit more focused, takes a little bit less risks. But I think we might need to see the crazy kind of mechanical Evoh truly popping off in every way if he wants to try and take Firstkiller down. So hopefully he doesn't play this game too reserved. 2 minutes in, only one goal for Firstkiller. A flip into the flip reset. But he doesn't use it for much, and now directing the ball back to the net. Firstkiller is basically going to own goal here. Evoh has to demo first to finish it off. It's a really strong play into his own back half. Taken off the map. Evoh is lagging. Yes, he is. Big time. Wow. Super big time. I don't know what we do about that. I think Evoh was having trouble with this yesterday. Do you think it's the server, or is it you? I wish I had admin. Admin would be sick, because then I could just pause the game. Restart, same score. Or play from here. I mean, we can. Yeah, play from here? Why don't we just play from here? It'll be so much simpler, and I don't have admin. So if I had admin, I'd just reset it and put it right at 250, which is around when Evoh started lagging. But I don't want to have us set up another game where we go 1-1 and then, you know, or a tie game where we let 2 minutes come off the clock, and then that doesn't seem as solid as just Firstkiller gives Evoh the homie, lets the clock tick down, and now we'll play from this position. Firstkiller will get a second. Evoh luckily lagged on a goal for him. It would be a little bit more of a situation if he had lagged and we have to discuss whether or not he got scored on, but he actually scored through his lag and then lagged on the ensuing kickoff. Evoh, nice flick, and it's just inside the post. He might have had a tough time continuing it if it didn't bounce in, but it did. He placed it perfectly. Now he's got himself a 2-2 game. Time off the clock would definitely favor the player who is trying to get an upset win, as the longer the game is tied, more likely a single goal at the end can give you a win. Now first is air dribble challenged by Evoh. Evoh, some camera checks to see if first is going to be able to get back, and Evoh has a lead. 3-2. as First gets almost nothing out of his air dribble. Needs to be a little bit cleaner with those because Evoh is proving he has the ability to counterattack him. First is going to help it in at the final moments. Couldn't keep it outside the near post. This is a good kickoff for Firstkiller, though. I think Evoh's going to completely give him space all the way back to the corner. So First with 100 boost. Couldn't get his dribble started fast enough. Evoh will challenge. Shipping this into the corner and trying to just dodge Firstkiller, but he thought way too much about not getting demoed. Forgot he needs to keep himself in the play as well. Firstkiller will just take it off the back wall. Really not that tough of a setup for him to tie up the game. Firstkiller, another kickoff possession in his favor. I think Evoh will likely need to have a clear advantage on kickoffs. Wants to take Firstkiller down. It is normally a crucial part of any upset. It's having as many possessions as possible to do it with. It's a really good flick, but it's just barely outside. He's not going to risk diving into Firstkiller's corner to steal the boost. Firstkiller uses every bit of boost he has to flick to the net. Evoh has 100. He might be able to bump First here. He tries to. And he's got First playing on pads at midfield, but First will flip away. Grab 100. So Evoh has to flick with the last bit of boost he has left. He is not going to try and greed out a shot attempt. Instead, he resets to the 100. First has had a pretty consistent game plan. He really wants to punish Evoh for leaving what could be open nets open, but First done a good job of recovering and making sure the long shots from First don't score. Now 3-3. The clock winding down. First once again trying to get a demo, and he can't. Evoh doing a good job to stay ahead of him. He's going to get one last opportunity in regulation. There's no way he's getting back to that one. So it will be overtime in game number 1. Nobody has taken a game off Firstkiller yet. Can Evoh be the first? First is just completely faking this kickoff. Didn't even come anywhere close to it. His long shot is once again slightly off. Evoh not going to dare turn back to the ball, but he maybe needed to because Firstkiller slams it in and gets the game 1 win. Evoh had a chance at turning and maybe trying to challenge. Oh, no, that was way too awkward, but he didn't commit to the goal line in time, and that was a perfectly placed shot. Nothing you could do about that. Firstkiller clutches it up and gets game number 1 in this best of 5. Game number 2. Did Evoh just drop what might be his best chance at starting a game up against Firstkiller, or will he be able to come back? A nice first goal, once again with a lead. A flick past Firstkiller. 6 seconds in. Evoh another kickoff in his possession, and an early flick. Firstkiller trying to challenge right away. Evoh will go up 2-0. Winner of this game looking for a match against AJ in the semifinals, as well as guaranteed $250, even if they end up losing out in the next match. Firstkiller undercut by Evoh. Going to be able to enable him to grab boost, but Firstkiller's not bailing out of the play. Doesn't seem to be bothered too much by when Evoh puts him on low boost. He feels confident in his ability with any. Evoh, nice save. We're not going to try and get a quick shot. Turn back to his back corner. Now First, another air dribble. Looking for a goal line 50, it seems, because he is not taking them very aggressively. He's not falling in front of them either. Just hoping to bring him to the goal line and muscle them through. Evoh on the bounce dribble. Low! He's got Firstkiller thinking about it. Threatening the hook shot, but ultimately doesn't take it, and Firstkiller jumps. Evoh goes right in the near post. Firstkiller not in the realm. It's a nice fake. Firstkiller yet to score here in this game number 2. Evoh sticking on this ball. Trying to put it in the top shelf. Does so well. Thought about turning the challenge on 0, but ultimately backing off. Evoh take to the corner. Firstkiller chasing him in there. Doing a good enough job, though, of maintaining speed. Sometimes you chase somebody into the corner, they'll win you. They'll beat you in the race back to the, back to the goal. But Firstkiller, a little bit too fast to ever seem to be out of position. Now he's got a dribble with tons of space. Evoh swinging super wide, not even pretending like he could ever come in for a fake challenge, just willingly accepting first dribble attempt, but he does connect with it right as it starts. Holding Firstkiller to no goals for 2 minutes. This can't last very long, although Firstkiller does not get a nice double. Evoh should be able to get the counter. Firstkiller finally feeling some pressure. Maybe having to change up the way he's playing, looking for goals. The double was not there, and Evoh's got a 4-0 lead. Firstkiller, nice 180 into the back corner to start his dribble. He's gonna get a flip reset at the perfect spot to outplay it past Evoh, but also outplay it away from the net. Evoh playing so fast. Not sure what he was hoping for. High up there for that redirect. It's never going to be a good shot, which usually just means it'll be handing over possession at first. Who is going to take this straight to the net? Evoh took a wide swing. Firstkiller saw his opportunity. He probably could have even just dribbled this straight with speed as soon as Evoh swung around all the way to the boost. But he does give it a little bit of extra with the flip reset. Took him half the game to get his first goal, but he does. And now Evoh has to try and hold him off. Evoh did not pick up that midfield boost. Demo, and unless he'll get some kind of crazy spawn. He did try and pre-turn. He was expecting a left side spawn, I think, because he just pre-turns to the right, away from the play. Evoh, quick camera check. Evoh has more camera work than anybody that I watch, especially off the kickoff. He is really comfortable moving the camera. I guess I should stay on him to show my point. There is him checking to see what Firstkiller's doing. Make sure that he doesn't need to rush any faster, or maybe he notices he does need to rush. No matter what the situation is, Firstkiller is going to get a freebie directly off the kickoff. C-Boss, thank you for the prime, man. Appreciate it. First has been unable to control the kickoff game. Evoh has slightly had the edge. He's going to drive past first, demo him, and he wants to cut it right back to the net, but it is so slow. Is he still going to get it in? He's going to get Firstkiller to miss. He'll get a 6th. Seemed like he was in trouble. He wanted to take advantage of the demo, but Firstkiller did get back in time. He just was expecting Evoh to go right inside the near post. Instead, Evoh taps it off the back wall. Interesting flip by Evoh, but it might not get him scored on. He's not able to grab his corner boost, though, which means First is coming at a defender with only a couple pads. Evoh tries to challenge early. First just drops it underneath. Within 2. Tons of time left on the clock. A lot more scoring happening now. Firstkiller, another good kickoff. To be fair, when Firstkiller has been winning his kickoffs, he's been winning direct kickoffs probably more often than Evoh. Evoh's getting first possessions, I think, a little bit more frequently. When Firstkiller wins, he's gotten so many of these just directly to the net kickoffs, and he's got himself back within 1. See if Evoh mixes up the diagonal kickoff at all. Oh, that's probably not the way you want to mix it up. Gets on the left side of the ball, pitches it straight to his back wall. Actually, not the end of the world. Firstkiller dives in so deep. His power shot, though, is going to be saved. Evoh set up to the back wall. Firstkiller patient on the goal line. Just going to kill the ball right in front of him so he can start his dribble. Trying to cut it in order to get on top of his car. That's the moment when Evoh wants to take it away. It's going to take a bit to set it up. It's usually the best time to challenge. Evoh wasn't there for that, but now Firstkiller is going to slot it just inside the far post. Evoh was hoping that Firstkiller had taken too strong of a touch, but he did not. He gets around this ball. and ties up the game with 48 seconds. There's always moments in the game where you can convince yourself that Firstkiller will take a loss, but as we get closer to the end of this one, it's looking like the inevitable might just happen. Evoh has been controlling game 2, but now it's all tied up. Firstkiller just camping out in net. Evoh playing very patient, but he might have shot too high. Firstkiller able to tap it from inside the side wall. Now Evoh still on offense. I am surprised he took such a strong touch to the side wall. I felt like if he had touched it soft to the midfield, he could have just taken an early shot, but he's going to get a goal either way. As he takes it all the way to the side wall, Firstkiller still wants to challenge him there, and Evoh gets it past. 11 seconds. It seems like Evoh could do it, could take the first game. The first game off Firstkiller. He is, in the final moments, once again going to go to his complete fake kickoff where he just 180s. But Evoh gets the read. Doesn't have a lot of boost, but he is just keeping around the ball. Evoh touches it to the ground. He'll be the first to take a game as this series goes 1-1. Game number 3. Evoh just barely able to hold off the comeback from Firstkiller in that second game. Momentum still feels like it could be in his favor despite Evoh getting the win. It would do well for Evoh to come off early in the lead in game number 3 as well. There is a chink in the Firstkiller armor now, though. Firstkiller just a tap to the top of the net. Really just hoping Evoh made a mistake, and it almost seemed like he did, but now Evoh with the challenge. Firstkiller goes down. 1-0 again. Look at him following Evoh with his camera. Not sure what he was hoping to set up for deep in the corner. First, a catch and carry. Taking this into the back corner of Evoh. Able to find the shot and now getting outpaced back the other way. Evoh a second. Once again, able to get him a bit of an early lead. First thought he saw an opportunity to turn and challenge. And Evoh pops it above. Evoh making a pre-flip. Try and turn something out of that kickoff, but forced take it back into his own half. Both of these players have more than enough boost to work with, but Evoh is in possession. Firstkiller pre-jumps into his net. Makes it back for the low 50 save, and now Evoh feels the need to fly up early to try and prevent the shot that Firstkiller really wasn't going for. Firstkiller has just not been able to get his ground play going quick enough, and Evoh has been challenging relentlessly. Firstkiller, no, he's got this. I thought for a second maybe he had touched it too hard, but no, he'll make it back. Firstkiller getting his first goal in this game number 3. Evoh still with the lead. This kickoff killed completely. First wants the wall to airship, but Evoh doesn't get off the play at all. He acts as if he won that kickoff, immediately flipping to gain possession and not thinking for a moment that maybe he's being over-aggressive. Evoh, I'm not sure why he decided to use that flip. He came off the wall with Firstkiller facing the other way. It seems like the kind of play that almost anyone in these 1v1 games just lets that ball bounce to the ground and then they play that bounce, because that's a really good bounce setup. The about double jump height bounce as it approaches the net is really hard for the defender to get a read on air roll shots, fakes, everything like that. But for whatever reason, Evoh just tapped it. He just took his flip and passed it over to Firstkiller. Shortly after that, Firstkiller ties the game. Evoh trying to get a 50. Firstkiller letting Evoh get all the way onto the goal line before making his save. He's able to handle this one. Certainly a dangerous way to play defense. Firstkiller trying to fake Evoh, and he succeeds. Evoh trying to pre-jump, ends up stopping the first, but ultimately letting Firstkiller in. Now Firstkiller with the lead. She's seen Evoh do that kickoff multiple times before. Enough to feel like he might do it very intentionally. But seems like a bit of an awkward setup. Evoh now with possession. Sees that Firstkiller isn't pressuring him, and so he doesn't flick. I thought for sure he'd take it back down to the ground, but ultimately, once again, just hands the ball over to First. Firstkiller, nice save by Evoh. What was that double? How did Evoh get it back in front of the net? It was such a good save. And then he tapped it right back. Oh, we got him with the tail end of his car. Tough break for Evoh, because that was probably headed far enough away from the net that Firstkiller wouldn't be able to double it. Evoh would have had time to reset, grab boost, and probably make a save on the continuation. Oh man, that's not going to work for Evoh. Tries to get a kickoff goal, slams it off the back wall. Now will Firstkiller go stop it on the goal line. Evoh not known to come force people to score in these situations, but he will do it this time. 5-2. Firstkiller putting a little bit of separation between himself and Evoh. Evoh, slow dribble. I like that cut. See, this is what I'm talking about. We saw Evoh earlier, even when Firstkiller wasn't fake challenging or anything, just making a play way too soon. This time he waits to pop it right at the goal line where Firstkiller is. Able to pop it over the top of him. Get himself going on offense a bit. It's been a bit since Evoh scored. Firstkiller wall to air dribble. Evoh in the past has tried to challenge him before that could even get started. This time he is going to let him get into his spot. And Firstkiller, I think I saw 3 in there. Evoh does eventually get the save. Firstkiller trying to go for a nasty clip. Evoh flipping far away from the net to go to the corner boost. Firstkiller will try and take his opportunity. Nice shot as he uses his flip and clips it with the tail end to put it on the left post instead of what looked like was going to be a right post shot. Great adjustment to have Evoh flying in the no man's land and to give himself a 3-goal lead. Firstkiller has had instant control every time off kickoff too. Now should have a very easy long shot. Evoh, wait, this is not in. Firstkiller feeling relaxed. Obviously feeling good about his 3-goal lead. Doesn't think he has to worry about milking every single opportunity, and for good reason. Evoh is looking a little bit panicky now. Firstkiller likely to go. I mean, it's crazy to think. These guys are playing like this game is over, but I just looked at the score and the time. 53 seconds with 4 goals. It really isn't impossible. The way Evoh has been playing it, kind of seems like it will be. Sometimes it can be tough to get over the mental barrier of going up against a player as good as Firstkiller, but Evoh knows that he has what it takes. Just doesn't believe he can do it in this short amount of time. Evoh looking for a clip. Okay, did he get the first triple flip reset? There's the second. Nice double flip reset. Good shot from Evoh. How much did Firstkiller homie this? We got to see. Came from the ceiling. And yeah, it seems like he probably gave it a good solid chance to stop it. It was a good shot from Evoh. But these guys are obviously slowing down the pace. We'll see if Evoh turns it on at all with the last 30 seconds. Probably not after Firstkiller won this kickoff. Evoh, his last shot attempt, gonna get saved away. Giving Firstkiller a what a save. Not so sure it was that spectacular to save, but sure. Game number 3 will go to Firstkiller. 2-1 lead. Can Evoh do it? He's gonna have to take 2 games in a row to do so. Or will Firstkiller earn himself another match against AJ, this time in the semifinals? Game number 4. Firstkiller and Evoh. The hard hat has done well for Evoh. He's not going to give up on it now. Starting this game number 4 with possession, but Firstkiller's threatening defense high on the ceiling was enough to convince Evoh not to take the air dribble. Almost able to muscle the low 50 in. Firstkiller looking to clear away. Evoh wanted a shot on net to punish Firstkiller's grab up boost, but he did not get so. What a bounce. Firstkiller, actually surprised he was up. Evoh was pretty clearly going to get fast enough to that ball to, at the very least, cut off a shooting angle and not let Firstkiller get anything from it. So why waste all the boost and come meet Evoh at the top of the arena? Firstkiller not going to get a goal here. I thought he had an easy one after Evoh just completely juked himself first, trying to get a pinch off the post. Looking to keep the ball as high as possible. Make sure Evoh cannot get the save, but Evoh still did. Once again, Firstkiller into the air. Flip reset, and he protects it a little bit with his positioning after the play, but Evoh still gets the save. Evoh's not going to take this air dribble, though. Anybody who's watched Evoh on our stream knows that he's not one to pass up that opportunity very often. In fact, I think Evoh might have the most show matches on my stream of any player. That is not a good shot on the backboard. Wait, but Firstkiller didn't get the best of touches. It's actually still possible for Evoh to get back. And with the demo, he did. So neither one of these guys scoring a goal in the first couple minutes here. Calling that a little bit early. We do have 15 more seconds, and Firstkiller might do it in this moment, but he goes for an early air roll shot. Evoh's going to have no trouble saving. Interesting front flip from Evoh to flick the ball away from him, but now he's going to be stuck on defense. And Firstkiller, he's just been lobbing these at net. Luckily, he did it 2 seconds after the first 2 minutes, which made me sound correct. But Evoh just low enough boost that finally a flick like this is going to score. Evoh take it to the air. Firstkiller's free jump. He convinces Evoh to drop it down. He goes crossbar down. He couldn't continue it. He's going to steal Firstkiller's boost. Firstkiller looking a little bit awkward in net. Evoh not able to punish. He had to wait for the play to develop. By that time, Firstkiller had recovered. This long shot is not in, and Evoh knows it. So he'll pick up his boost. Firstkiller, I think, trying to connect with a demo. At the very least, knowing he would take away possession, even if he didn't get Evoh. Now he might have an angle from the ceiling. Can't score, but he does take Evoh's boost. And now this shot is just barely wide. Evoh might have a scoring opportunity. He looks for a long shot. Firstkiller cannot get back, and it's a tie game. The punishments for almost in ones is frequently a goal in your own net, and this is no exception. Firstkiller, almost a great shot. Instead, a tie game. Evoh once again, first possession, has a high bouncing ball. He is going to take it in the air this time. And 50's it. A 2-1 lead for Evoh. He had his plan all along. He just jumps along this side of this ball, gets his wheels out first, and hopes to force it through, which he does. Evoh, once again, an early possession off kickoff. I think that will be the story of an Evoh win if it does happen. Able to score on it this time. Evoh able to dodge the demo. Will he be able to gain a possession? He's actually playing this really quick back into Firstkiller. So now he should have some space. Firstkiller camps out at midfield. This is a really awkward play, and that's such an early first touch from Evoh. Not sure I love that first touch. I think if he takes it down to the ground, he can start a dribble. But for whatever reason, he has felt inclined to immediately use that flip coming off the wall, regardless of the fact that it just brings the play closer to Firstkiller. Now, his ground dribble, he couldn't get on the right side of the ball, so he's basically forced to roll it up the side wall, and this is a great setup for Firstkiller. This is not what you want to do against a guy like him, but he doesn't get anything there. And can Evoh get the counter? No, he can't get a couple quick touches. But he is barreling down towards Firstkiller's net. Ultimately, a weak flick means he has to retreat. So now first on the ground, his flick saved. Evoh cannot get strong enough saves to completely start a counterattack. But at least he bought himself enough time to save Firstkiller's second shot. This one is around Firstkiller. And Evoh scores the third with 35 seconds. He has got a 2-goal lead. This is 1v1, so do not call it too early, chat. We could see 5 more goals. If these guys are unable to control the kickoff, what is First going to do in a time where he needs one? He wins it in the diagonal to the midfield. Evoh continues to do what he's done all game, which is play pressure despite not winning the kickoff. Now he's back in net. Firstkiller, nice angle. What a save. The late flip from Evoh. I think he flipped late because he thought maybe Firstkiller had just missed it, but it did fall inside the post, and he used his adjusted flip in time. The long shot, Evoh. I think he's sending Firstkiller to game 5. It is all going to come down to a final game. Evoh has been playing well, using that hard hat to muscle his way around the field. Can he finish it off in a full series? Or will the inevitable happen yet again? Firstkiller gets a goal, but it's not going to matter. 4-2. Game 5, chat. Firstkiller versus Evoh. Is Evoh the chosen one for North America? Or will another challenger fall? Game 5. Firstkiller versus Evoh. I think we did have a slight car change for Firstkiller, but not for Gibbs Evoh, who has been relying on the defensive power of Gibbs all series long in order to keep Firstkiller at bay. But that being said, he can't do that while he's dead. Firstkiller goes up early. He actually hasn't gone up early in the past couple games, but he hits within 13 seconds of game number 5. Evoh not taking a wall to air dribble, and you guys have to understand how unbelievable that is based on when we watch Evoh play in the past. But Evoh is looking for a win against First right now. Didn't get a good shot, and Firstkiller just lobbing this to himself. Evoh was thinking about maybe going to midfield boost. Didn't decide on his plan fast enough. Firstkiller's long shot gets him a second. Evoh chasing down Firstkiller, gets the demo. Should be able to tap this towards the net in time. Firstkiller pre-turn to the right. Was potentially expecting a spawn on the left side. Either way, maybe he just knew. Didn't really stand a chance at making it back to this one. Evoh, a nice kickoff win. Will he dive into the corner of Firstkiller? He will. Doubt he'll be able to find a shot before Firstkiller recovers. Firstkiller, long shot. Wow, and he makes it in. Even Evoh has to give him the nice shot as he falls off the side wall and gets the kind of power that Evoh was just not expecting. 110 km per hour, and that's after the bounce that Firstkiller just got a third goal. Evoh, once again, gaining control of the ball and cutting it towards the net right away. I love to see it. Only a game like this can get this behavior out of Evoh. That is a wall to air dribble every single day of the week for our weekly show match Evoh. But this is not weekly show match Evoh. This is potentially the Evoh that could take down Firstkiller in game 5. Evoh looking to try and connect on a bump. Firstkiller pretty much no choice but to take that shot on the bounce with no boost. There's not much more he could do. He's going to roll low, but ultimately bail on the demo attempts. Evoh able to yoink the midfield boost. Has to use up all of it just to turn back around and get into play, though. Nice bump, and now he's got himself some space. Playing it slow, not chipping it into the bounce. Instead, letting Firstkiller get close to the ball, and then flicking it over the top of him. Firstkiller, great recovery to land back down and not put himself too far out of the play after a missed challenge. Evoh at midfield, First with 100. Evoh's going to set up a shadow and try and turn. First reads it perfectly, and he knows it's in, so he takes the ball cam off and flips away. 4-2. Evoh gave some space and chose the wrong time to challenge. First able to get 100 boost and maintain possession. This is a different play that Evoh's making here. We talked about anytime he won the kickoff, whether we got the boost or not, Evoh was turning towards first and getting at least one touch before retreating and making him think twice about his offense. This time, Evoh just goes back to his corner, lets Firstkiller get his play going. His fake challenge really wasn't even that committed to. He did not move that close to the play, and now a pinch off a kickoff, 6-2. Still a lot of time, but Firstkiller creating a little bit of distance, the kind of distance that feels like a mountain against a player like him. Evoh, I like this from him, recognizing he cannot let the game come to him anymore. He's got to bring it to Firstkiller. Coming to challenge in the corner. This long shot directed into the corner, but he can't pick up the corner boost. To try and delay it longer to the right side. He's taking a trip around some pads. Firstkiller, he's trying to bait Evoh in, see if he can get him to come challenge in the corner. Evoh thinks better of it. Now Firstkiller in the air. And he get a reset around the net. He will. Evoh has the read. Look at this camera movement once again from Evoh, checking to see where is Firstkiller going to go. Is he going to try and bump me from behind immediately after the play, or is he leaving? Do I have time? Evoh is really, really good at getting the read on the play. Now he's chipped this high to himself. This is a really good bounce. He'll take it down to the ground. He has been playing the ground game pretty exclusively here in the final moments. A minute 30, a missed touch. Take it back to his corner. We're going to need to see some Evoh offense here soon. He wants to make up the distance. Firstkiller dodging this bump. Evoh once again getting a possession and 100 boost. He just needs to make something out of it. Starting the air dribble. Lip reset, and Firstkiller gets the save. And he's thinking counterattack. You can see the way he saves it off his back wall. He's not just trying to gain possession. He's trying to score again. Always thinking about the next goal. And Evoh takes a slight trip to the corner boost, and even that is too much of a delay. 7-2. Chat, at least lots of people in chat, certainly think it's over, but with a minute left to go, truly anything can happen in ones. It would be quite the story for Evoh to come back now. Nice drop, play past Firstkiller. Should have a shot. Yes, Firstkiller has a great recovery, but no, he can't get the save. So Evoh within 4. He got this one fast enough. Just needs to get 4 more just as fast. Firstkiller has been faking the kickoff, so I like that read by Evoh. Late in games when Firstkiller's winning, fakes kickoffs, but not able to create anything out of it. And every moment ticking down, seems like Firstkiller has secured it. This awkward bounce, not going to be easy for Evoh to clear. He sends it to the back wall. Firstkiller takes it away, and I think we might be looking at the end of the game here. Evoh would need a brilliant pinch, and then a few more brilliant pinches. Firstkiller maybe showed some signs of weaknesses, but he's not going down. Evoh gave him the best fight, and that's what we said all along. We said people can give him a good fight, right? But nobody seems to be able to beat him. Evoh will come close. Game 5 to Firstkiller. He earned himself a match against AJ in the semifinal tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there.